In criminal empire, loyalty is worshipped like religion. Their meeting, hosted by the Mafia boss, the meeting lasted less than 7 minutes. 7 minutes, that was all it took to destroy 20 years of loyalty. Nobody raised their voice. Nobody pulled a weapon. But every man in that room knew something irreversible had just happened, because one chair was empty. The man who always showed up first, the man trusted with the money, the secrets, and the bodies, had vanished. At first they thought it was the feds. Maybe he got pinched. Maybe he got hit. But then the phones went dead. Safe houses started getting raided. Hidden accounts disappeared overnight. And the brutal truth hit them like a freight train. Someone inside the family had opened the gates. That's the terrifying thing about betrayal. The enemy doesn't usually kick the door down. He's already sitting at the table. And by the time you realize who the rat is, the empire is bleeding out from Tyneside. So how does a loyal soldier slowly turn into an informant? What psychological fracture turns trust into treason? Stick with me, because this one will mess with your head. If you're the kind of person who usually scrolls past videos like this is the one you need to watch until the end. Most people don't see betrayal coming until it's already destroyed them. Hit that like button right now so this reaches more people who need to hear it. And if you're new here, subscribe to Mafia Crime Files. We don't just tell crime stories, we tear open the psychology behind them. Dark minds, power plays, hidden manipulation. You're in the right place. Welcome back to Mafia Files. On this channel, we dissect the psychology of crime, the hidden fears, the shattered egos, the silent tactics that run everything beneath the surface. Tonight, we're breaking down one of the most dangerous creatures in organized crime, the rat, not the loud enemy outside the walls. The trusted insider smiling at the dinner table while secretly planning your funeral betrayal is never random. It follows clear patterns: fear, desperation, wounded pride, and survival instincts that quietly rot loyalty from within. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how empires fall, why the people you trust most can become the most dangerous, and how the anatomy of a rat exists in every world. Not just the mafia. Most rats don't start as traitors. That's what makes them terrifying. In the beginning, they look just like everyone else: hungry, ambitious, loyal. Many grew up in violence, humiliation, and constant survival mode. Psychologists call it fractured identity. Safety becomes more important than principles, and loyalty turns conditional. Inside the life, they rise fast because they're desperate to belong. The mafia gives them structure, brotherhood, respect, things they never had. But underneath that tough exterior is usually deep instability. Fear of abandonment, fear of looking weak, fear of losing control. Then the pressure hits: an arrest, a debt, a long prison sentence, a humiliating slight from the boss. Isolation follows. Calls stop. Friends vanish. Suddenly the family feels very transactional. That's when the stories start in their head. They'd do the same to me, deserve a better, I'm just protecting my own. The betrayal didn't begin when he talked to the feds. It began the moment he started choosing himself in silence. To understand the snitch, you have to understand the psychology underneath. First, adaptive morality. Their values change with the weather. Loyal when it's safe, completely flexible when pressure comes. Second, hidden narcissism. Not loud ego, a quiet, wounded pride that constantly craves respect. One public disrespect from the boss and resentment starts growing like cancer. Authorities know this. They don't start with threats, they start by making the guy feel important, understood, protected. Third, survival conditioning. Under extreme stress, the brain rewires. Self-preservation, overrides everything. The same man who swore blood loyalty suddenly justifies betrayal in weeks. Rats also use emotional mirroring. They become whatever earns trust fastest. Fearless with the tough guys, compassionate with the soft ones, hyper-loyal with the paranoid. It's perfect psychological camouflage. They talk too much. Complain, seek validation, need constant reassurance. Meanwhile, the truly dangerous ones stay silent. That's how you spot them, not by their words, but by the tiny fractures in their behavior. Have you ever had someone in your life who seemed loyal on the surface, but was actually working against you behind the scenes? Work, friendships, even family? Drop your story in the comments. I read every single one, and if you've made it this far, you're already part of the rare group that actually wants to understand how the game really works. Hit subscribe, we're just getting started. Every snitch thinks they'll come out on top. At first, it feels like victory. Deals are made. Sentences drop. Protection is promised. They feel smarter than everyone. But then the real cost hits. Identity collapse. The family that gave them purpose is gone. Paranoia takes over. Every shadow is a threat. The new world never fully trusts them, and the old world wants them dead. They survive physically, but many slowly die inside. Addiction, isolation, lifelong fear. The very survival they betrayed everything for ends up destroying them anyway. Betrayal rarely ends in victory. It usually ends in loneliness. Here's what should scare you most. You don't need to be in the Mafia to see this. These same patterns play out in offices, relationships, politics, and social media every single day. People stay close for access, not loyalty. They collect dirt while smiling. They betray for likes, status, or approval. Pressure reveals character. Comfort hides it, and the ones constantly proving their loyalty, they're often the least secure. Real power moves in silence. Final twist. Organizations don't create snitch. They expose them. The pressure just reveals what was already there, the quiet resentment, the feeling of being disposable, the mental escape plan that was built long before the first meeting with authorities. Sometimes the most dangerous rat isn't the loud guy complaining. It's the calm one. The useful one, the one who smiles, listens, stays close, while already mentally checking out. Empires don't usually die from outside attacks. They die when someone inside decides they're no longer worth protecting. Thank you for watching Mafia Files. If this video hit you, if it made you see betrayal differently, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next breakdown. Next up, why calm men are feared, the silent psychology of dangerous people. Until then, remember, the most dangerous enemy isn't usually the one kicking down the door. It's the one who already has a seat at the table. See you in the next one.